Hi guys, and welcome to another Train Sim 2020 video. Today you join me to do something I have been really excited about actually. The Mk4 sets have gone over to Transport for Wales, so we'll go through that in the video and tell you about what's going on with them and that, and from the information I've gleaned anyway. Quick caveat with this is a scenario I have botched together, so this is the route that it ran on today, but it's not the scenario of where it happened today. That is coming. It's not even the right numbered stock, but we won't go into that. We're not going to worry about that today. It's just show off Major Welsh Designs really nice Mk4 set that he's done with the 67, and to talk about Transport for Wales in general. And we've got a quick run. I've actually been sorted this out for a stream later on, but we're doing a run. We've just come out of Chester and we're on our way to Crewe, so I'm trying not to keep the video too long because this route is like, this scenario I think is 2 and a bit hours, which is too long for a video. So we'll get going with this and we'll talk a little bit about Transport for Wales and take a look at the reskin and the bits and pieces we've done to it sound wise that you have to do. And also Klaus has fixed one of the doors. I'm sure we'll talk to Major Wales about it. He's good for stuff like that. Right, so let's first of all get my brake off and keep some power on. So what have we got? We've got a Mk4 DVT, and then we have some Mk4 coaches with TSOs, first opens, restaurants, blah 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 blah, and then we have the 67, which does actually have the sound operating. This was done via a Major Welsh Designs video on YouTube. Klaus thankfully did it for me because I just didn't have the time, nor could I work out what I was doing. So he's done that for us. So it now works with the DVT. It's made for the Mk3 DVT, but it's worked for the Mk4 as well. So there's something really weird about driving a Mk4 DVT with no wires. And as a lot of you will know that 225 sets, Mk4 sets, all speeding already. Mk4 sets and 91s are some of my favourite rolling stock in the world. So seeing these on another route is like super exciting for me. Now, North Wales Coastal, as a lot of you will know, is a route I hate. Hate's a strong word. Strongly dislike is probably a better term. And the reason I strongly dislike it is because I've driven it loads. There seems to be a lot of Welsh people in Train Sim, or lots of people that like North Wales as such, and I suppose it's got Crewe in it, so for me it's quite nice as well. I like Crewe. The sort of crux of the service is that these are taking over. So let's talk about, let's go to today, which is the 28th. From the looks of it, it was 67025 and DVT 82229 went from Crewe to Holyhead and back on a test run. So this sort of slightly represents that a bit. I just had to get it out and do it. Really, I wanted to have a go with it. It's probably the best way to say about it. So Transport for Wales. Transport for Wales took over from Arriva Trains Wales. Was that correct? What am I doing here? Let me go back up to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. So Transport for Wales Rail Service is a Welsh train operating company operated by Kelios and Amy, and which commenced operating the Wales and Borders franchise on the 14th of October 2018. In October 2016, 4 bids were shortlisted for the next Wales and Borders franchise. Abellio, the incumbent operator, Arriva and Kelios Amy joint venture, and an MTR corporation. In 2017, Arriva withdrew from the bidding process, followed in February 2018 by Abellio after the collapse of its partner Carillion. In May 2018, the franchise was awarded to Kelios Amy. It commenced on the 14th of November 2018 and runs for 15 years. So 15-year franchise, that gives them scope for order a new stock, and we'll definitely come to that as well. Unlike the previous franchise, which was awarded by the Department of Transport, the new franchise was awarded by Transport for Wales on behalf of the Welsh Government. As of January 2020, Kelios Amy has been fined. Oh, this always goes well when we hear things like this. I haven't tried speed set on this, I should really, while I'm waffling. 2.3 million by the Welsh Government for poor performance of rail services. The company is also expected to be criticised by the Welsh Language Commissioner later in 2020 for reportedly breaking legislation on Welsh language provision 6 times since taking over the franchise in 2018. Jeez. Transport for Wales told the BBC that it did not believe any rules had been broken. Complaints included the fact that Welsh was given lesser treatment on service machines, websites and the mobile app. The correspondence was not issued fully in Welsh, that train tickets were printed only in English, and that station and train announcements were not always made bilingual. So that's some fairly, I mean, there's what's the best way to say that? So, 150s are in white. I know there's not many of them, or any of them yet, but I wanted them in there. I'm all for supporting traditional languages and spoken languages of their respective countries. I have a friend who does basically only speaks in Scots Gaelic a lot of the time, which is quite fun. I don't really understand a lot of it, but he tries to teach me bits and pieces. And I know that a couple of guys, especially on the streams, Major Wells himself, quite often, Morgan, will quite often come in and say, is it Nostar? And a few other bits and pieces, which is nice to hear as well. I'm not going to claim to be any good at Welsh whatsoever. I can hardly pronounce English properly, let alone Welsh. But it is something I'd sort of like to learn a little bit of and to get the right pronunciations of things. Pronunciations, as somebody corrected me the other day. I can't even say pronounce right. So yeah, it's services-wise, we kind of know what they do. Cardiff to Holyhead, Birmingham International Holyhead, Manchester Airport, Llandudno, Crewe Chester, Chester Liverpool Lime Street, Milford Haven Manchester Piccadilly, Carmarthen to Manchester Piccadilly, Fishguard Harbour to Manchester Piccadilly, Birmingham International Shrewsbury Aberystwyth, Birmingham International Shrewsbury Bethwelly? Don't know. Carmarthen to Llandovery, not Crewe. Why am I doing this? I don't know. It does a lot of services in Wales. I apologise. I seriously do for my ignorance. Cardiff Bay to Cardiff Queen Street. I can say that one. So yeah, there's some of the services that Transport for Wales operate. So what was their planned improvements? So North Wales and North West England. A new 2-hourly Liverpool Lime Street to Chester service was introduced in May 2019, while limited service extended to Wrexham General. Wrexham, I nearly said there. Class 230 trains for the Borderlands, Conwy Valley, Crewe Chester lines as well. They're from Viva Rail. 12 refurbished Mark 4 carriages for the Holyhead Cardiff Central Premier service. So they will be the WAG service, which is the Welsh Assembly Government. I don't think they're called that, are they? It's called the Cardiff, the Premier service. There to replace the Mark 3s. Increased Wrexham Central to Bidston services, 2 trains per hour. Introduction of a hourly Liverpool, Llandudno and Shrewsbury service. Introduction of a direct Manchester Airport Bangor service. Introduced the new fleet of Civity diesel multiple units to North Wales coastline and other North Wales routes during 2020. Again, the 196 variant, like 195, 196 variants. Invest Shotton and Wrexham General stations in Chester. Invest co-fund stations at Blenheim Festiniog. Don't know how to say that properly, I do apologise again. Introduce community rail partnership on the North Wales coastline and the Crewe's Hereford line. So south will be refurbished 170s. They're coming from Greater Anglia, I think. Open a new station at Bow Street. Additional service every day on the Heart of Wales line from December 2022, that is. A consistent 1 train per hour on the Cambrian line. New Civity DMUs on the Cambrian line. So that's on 2022. That's to replace the 158s. Introduce new 3-car 2 and 3 car diesel multiple units for the Milford Haven Manchester Piccadilly service by 2023. They're to replace the 175s. First class service between Swansea and Manchester from December. An additional summer Sunday service from May 2023 between Tywyn and Pwllheli. Why did I do this? Do apologise. And Carmarthen station by 2025. Introduce new community rail partnership for the West Wales line. So, current fleet at the moment, inherited a fleet of 142s, 143s, 150s, 153s, 158, 175s and Mark III carriages. They are getting 170s. They might have a couple already. Yeah, September 2019, Transport for Wales took delivery of the first 3 of a total of 12 Class 170 Turbostar units from Greater Anglia, with 3 more units following in November 2019, and a further 4 in December 2019, and 1 other in January 2020. Driver training took place from September 2019, and Transport for Wales Rail are expecting to have acquired the entire 12-strong 170-2 subclass, so it's 8 3 cars and 4 2 cars by March-April of 2020, with delivery of the 1 remaining 2-car unit, which is 170-271. Greater Anglia had delayed the delivery of the units, which had been expected by TfW earlier due to delays in the delivery of the new rollout of the 755 Stadler Flirts on the East Anglian lines, which thankfully is going very, very well at the moment. On December the 12th, 2019, a 3-car 170 worked Transport for Rail's first class 170 passenger service between Bridgend and Ebervale Town via Cardiff Central, and 5 3-car and 2 2-car were in passenger service on the 16th of December 2019. The units had been refurbished on the Greater Anglia, are initially being used for TfW Rail, cosmetically unchanged other than different operator logos, but as they will be retained for the duration of the franchise, it is planned that they will receive refurbishment to TfW specification. So, whilst I am sad to see the 170s go from GA, I thoroughly enjoy having the 170s around near me, and have enjoyed them for 10 years. I'm pleased they're going to a good home and going to get a good run and some good gradients. It'd be nice to see them used properly. Transport for Wales maintenance depots. They have Cardiff Canton, which does the 142s, 143s, 150s, 153s, 170s and 769 units, and the locomotive hauled sets. Also has stable in points for 158s and 175s. As Chester has the Alston depot for the 175s. Maclineth has the 158s, and Holyhead has a stable in point for locomotive hauled trains. So, the new rolling stock orders are for Cavsivity and Stadler Flirts. And, of course, we have the Mark IV sets as well. Looks like they're staying by the looks of things, which is nice. And that's taken us really nicely into, so they're getting what? 756s, so they're 1, 2, 3 car and 4 car, so they're like 755s, and then they're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, so the 231 flirts and 756 flirts. And I need to be on my brakes. Be clear into the platform as well, which is nice. So you can see the reskins themselves are nicely done, no qualms about that. There was a slight issue with these doors, but Klaus has sent me over a fix for that, and I'm sure he will be in touch with Major Wales about passing that on to him. And the 67 does look good. I know there's a lot of people that dislike the 67 in this livery. I do quite like it. And a lot of people going, I don't like white and red liveries, they're boring, blah, 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 blah. I quite like them. I really quite like them. It's quite fresh. Let's have a little wave to Brian over at the APT. Feels very strange coming into Crewe in a DVT, Mk4 DVT. We haven't got any just plain white Voyagers, so I've had to use the other Voyagers. If we were in on time, we would have seen a couple of the Avanti 390s. What's that signal there? End of that. We'll just stop here. I don't know how far down the platform this usually does stop. Even though I have actually caught this, well, the WAG service. I don't know if we came off this platform, I'm not too sure. Right, I'm not going to open the doors because we're going to have another little look at this. All as one train, really. It's really weird seeing it as a short set. But it's quite cool. Now, there is a vicious rumour going around at the moment that LNER will be keeping, I think it's 10 91 sets until 2023. This is hot off the Wibble press, so don't quote me on that, but it has come from somebody that I wouldn't expect it to be Wibble from, so I don't know, we'll wait and see. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that little snippet. The full scenario I will do as a stream, which will be tonight, which will be the 28th of the 1st, from 8:30. This video should go up before anyway, so you'll get a little glimpse of it. So do join me over on Twitch. Twitch usual days are Sunday and Wednesday from 7 PM. Love that noise. So do come and join me on for a more adult style pub themed talk about trains. So once again, guys, thanks ever so much. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Head over to Thomson Sim for all your up-to-date train sim needs. Head over to the Facebook group for a bit of tech support and some general chit-chat. And again, join me over on Twitch when you can. Once again, guys, take care. Thanks ever so much. Catch you next time.